Voting has closed. Ankle Maze is the map in question. The participants are ready, and the round shall now begin. Olimar started off heading for his pellet pose. Both captains heading for pellet poses, in fact. Captains have done a very good job of matching up the pellets to their onion colors in order to hopefully gain a Pikmin advantage. It appears that both participants are off to a slow but strategic start, gathering or growing their Pikmin armies, hoping to gain that early but important lead on their opponent. Possessed is working his way on the Dwarf Bull Bears and is hoping to bring them back without losing too many Pikmin to their greedy mouths. SBU is carrying back some matching pellets to his onion and marching his Pikmin away from the Bull Bear. He's hoping to draw said Bull Bear into his base so that he can take it out much easier and bring it back more quickly. Very clever decision. Here's that both of our players today have decided that a large squad is probably the most important factor on this map. Perhaps they're prepared to fight, or successfully or otherwise. The Raging Longlegs is out on the map. There's a high potential it may squish your Pikmin as they try and return the treasures to your onion, potentially setting up an opponent for an easy steal. If they themselves do not get squished, that is. Possessed has his Pikmin working on a couple of different marbles, looking to take use of the same time frame to complete multiple tasks. Whereas SBU is carefully making his way around the exterior of the Raging Longlegs arena, and has decided to visit Possessed's onion and even is attempting to steal his marble. This is an incredibly devious move and is extremely dangerous on this map with the Longlegs and the Bulborbs scattered around, of which SBU has unfortunately just woken up here and decided to eat a couple of his Pikmin. In the meantime, Possessed has a bloody battle on his hands in front of his onion. He is attempting to bring back a yellow marble and defend his red marble, and now has come back to his onion to regroup as SBU decided to do the same. If a participant successfully steals the other's marble, the match will end instantly, so this is a very powerful move if you can get away with it. There's no way to bring your marble back to base unless you get a return marble power-up, which is completely random and luck dependent, so it's once it's out, it can't come back very easily. SBU again grabbing that marble, taking it back, hoping that his Pikmin can make it. Unfortunately, it's slow going with all the battling, but he appears to be making headway. Possessed, very tricky, has decided to use an Ultra Bitter Spray. This has planted all of SBU's Pikmin and halted them in their tracks. It also freezes the Raging Longlegs and prevents it from doing any of the squishies in the meantime. However, this appears to be not working out very well for SBU, unsurprisingly, as his Pikmin are the ones being squished here. As mentioned, Possessed cannot bring his marble back to base very easily, so he may be stuck just attempting to prevent it from getting too far, or perhaps he will steal SBU's marble instead. Very tricky. SBU uses another bitter spray to plant Possessed Pikmin, and in fact has used both of his bitter sprays now. SBU with the spray advantage, however, Possessed still retains a squad advantage of a significant margin. Both participants have now used up all of their Ultra Bitter sprays, so unless they get a lucky cherry roll, that is all the planting they will do. Oh, but it's too late. SBU has successfully stolen Possessed's marble and taken the match. What a turn of events. With that, the map vote has concluded and Carpet Plane has been selected. Both participants are ready, and so the match shall now begin. Carpet Plane is a rather large map with many blowhogs and cannon beetles, and it can be a very, very dangerous and chaotic map as well. It appears that Possessed is going for the Dwarf Orange build full bear to start off, and SBU is hoping that his Pikmin can take down a swarm of Dwarf Reds, and it appears that both were successful in their endeavors. SBU's Pikmin are unsurprisingly being kinda dumb, and not learning how to divide the labor. Just attempted to begin a marble dig-up, however his Pikmin went for the egg instead. I do not believe that was his plan. SBU is struggling to take out a Dwarf Orange Bull board, however he succeeds without losing. Possessed Pikmin is indeed working on that marble, as mentioned. However, he now has Dwarf Bull Bears and a Million Blowhog to deal with. Perhaps a Puffy Blowhog, my apologies. Things might get messy. He has decided it is best to retreat in the meantime, but struggles to take corpses back with the wind blowing at him. SBU is just flowering up his squad and taking his time. However, he does have a large squad advantage, doubling, well, he has a strong squad lead on Possessed up there. Still struggling to take down his Blowhog. The Blowhog has been successfully defeated. SBU is clucking a bunch of Pikmin to beef up his field squad, and Possessed is slowly but surely gathering corpses and marbles, attempting to take a bit of a quiet lead. Someone's Pikmins are being munched. Possessed, it appears. SBU has enemies coming out of his armpits here, and he's struggling to deal with them all, but gets them defeated regardless. And he's now taking a couple of marbles back to his base. But a Blowhog was kind enough to show up, right on top of some other enemies, making things interesting for SBU. He was losing a handful of Pikmin, with Possessed gaining both his squad advantage and another bitter spray. How handy. Better sprays can turn the tide of a match, so it is very important to use them wisely. SBU has 2 marbles and Possess unfortunately has none back at base yet. He might need to do something about that if he hopes to win this match. And indeed he does. He brings the fight to the marble and attempts to try and take it for himself. He is stealing 2 of SBU's potential marbles and he might be going for a blue marble steal, which would be the most potent. Unfortunately, he cannot quite grab one of those yellow marbles, but has decided to spicy up his squad and grab his SBU's blue marble. However, there is a large Pikmin battle going on, which will slow down the transportation of said marble, and a blowhog making things even more difficult. In the meantime, Possessed has decided to grab some cherries to see if he can use those to his advantage. There's a few marbles that are handy for him to dig up, but will he make it in time? I don't know. Blowhog at his own base to make things interesting. SBU still battles the remaining Pikmin of Possessed, but he has a volatile Dweevil dropped upon him. That could go very badly. And it appears that, well, it actually wasn't too bad. He only lost a couple of Pikmin and in fact took out some of Possessed. This brings their squads to equal numbers now. It all comes down to the marbles, as it always does. Possessed gives SBU a snitch bug and claims his 3rd marble. At this point, if he can get his opponent's blue marble back to base, he will succeed, but he could also just grab a yellow marble instead and play it safer. No, he goes for the blue marble. What will SBU do about this? It appears that Possessed Pikmin didn't quite make it as far as he had hoped. Once again, these marbles cannot be returned to their base very easily, so participants will have to hope for cherry luck. In the meantime, Possessed drops some boulders to minimal effect on SBU's squad, as most of them were planted anyways. The Blowhog is making transportation of the blue marble very, very difficult. The volatile Dweevil unfortunately just blew up a couple of members of Possessed squad. However, he takes the match regardless. Good for him. It was a game for a while there. Alright, well, Rusty Gulch is the map of choice for this round, and so the match shall now begin. Rusty Gulch is actually a rather tricky map. While the marbles are located very close to the participants' bases, there are Grattling Groinks, 2 of them in fact, and they can make life rather difficult as they can take large amounts of Pikmin out of the map in a hurry. And speaking of Pikmin dying, SBU has unfortunately tossed one of his own Pikmin right off the edge. What a heartless guy. Poor innocent Pikmin. Did nothing wrong. As per usual, they're deciding to build up their squad, staying close to home, and hoping it'll be enough of an advantage to take the match. SBU takes out a couple of dwarf bullboards, and bring them back, build a squad a bit, while Possessed is working on trying to claim some marbles early on, get the dig up process started. Ooh, SBU tosses another Pikmin off the edge in an attempt to grab a cherry. He has come to the same junction that Possessed has, and is looking to try and claim the marbles as his own, and perhaps get rid of Possessed Pikmin in the process. Possessed being shot at by the Grattling Groink, and munched by the Dwarf Bullborb, sorry. Only loses 1 Pikmin in the process though. Possessed attempts a boulder drop onto SBU, however, it does not seem to have any effect. SBU has successfully claimed 2 yellow marbles for himself. This puts him at a significant lead over Possessed, who has, unfortunately, very few Pikmin to his name, and is bringing back 1 gold marble so far. However, I do not know if it will be enough. In the meantime, Possessed will just collect some cherries and hope to get a squad boosting power up. A +5 or even +10 would be very helpful right now for him. He decides to use a bitter to paralyze both the rattling groin and plant opponent's Pikmin. He now heads back to regroup and drops a volatile Dweevil onto SBU and his squad. This could end badly. SBU lost about 5 Pikmin from the blast, so not bad, but enough to make a difference. Unfortunately, SBU has claimed 3 marbles, and is working on his 4th. Possessed, meanwhile, has 2 more just about to enter the base, so it appears that SBU is going to take this match for himself. He has come to Possessed space just to mess around, cause some trouble, have the Pikmin fight, and delay the inevitable victory. Yes, Possessed, or I'm sorry, SBU takes the round. Yes, Tile Lance has been selected, and it appears that participants are ready, so the round shall begin. Possessed goes for the early pellet and grabs a couple of matching ones. 4 out of 5 matched, pretty good. SBU appears to have had similar luck with his. Again, participants split up their squads before heading out too far into the field, grabbing some nectar to speed and power up their Pikmin. A flower Pikmin versus a leaf Pikmin. Quite a power difference there, and could indeed be the difference between winning and losing a fight, which could be the difference between winning and losing a marble. All 4 marbles are very close to the participants' bases, so this could be a brutal match. Oh, but look! SBU has grabbed Possessed's marble right off the bat. He has taken no chances. Oh, but Possessed appears to be launching a counterattack, maybe? No, he's just interested in stopping. Yeah, nope, counterattack it is. He wanted to bitter SBU's Pikmin to plant them and then grab his marble, grab and steal his marble to take for himself. SBU grabs it back. Possessed plants his Pikmin. Ooh, Possessed gets a return marble power up. That's extremely critical. That's junction. I have to say that's got to be a pretty crappy feeling for SBU to watch his victory leap away like that. However, he will put up a fight. Possessed only put 1 Pikmin on that marble, so SBU is hoping he can do something about it. He's launching the best attack he can, however, it doesn't seem to be enough. This 1 strong Pikmin has done so much for this 1 marble. He's the little Pikmin that could. Participants are waging a very bloody battle in the middle of the map for the marbles. Who will be the first to grab their opponent's marble? It looks like Possessed will be the first to grab his marble needed for victory. It is just outside of his onion. So close he can taste it. Ah, and indeed he gets his marble. Possessed has won the match with a very steely marble steal. Alright, Hostile Territory is the map of choice. A very suitable tiebreaker map. Hostile Territory is by far the most dangerous map in the game, with plenty of instant kill electricity and bomb rocks scattered about. Enemies can drop bombs and shoot electricity, and captains can even pick up bomb rocks and throw them at each other, so surprisingly we have not seen many Pikmin extinctions happen on this map, but that would be a very surefire way to get a victory. Just destroy all your opponent's Pikmin with a bomb or guide them into electricity and hope you win. SBU has started to strategically use his bomb rocks to eliminate the fiery blowhog. And is bringing another one with him. What will he do with it? I fear the worst already. He has brought it to Possessed's base and is trying to figure out the best way to eliminate his squad. Oh my goodness, this looks really bad. Oh, Possessed has used his Ultra Bitter Spray to neutralize the bomb rock and prevent his entire squad from blowing up. Unfortunately, he will no longer be able to use one of his bitter spray loss will potentially affect him later if he needs to plant Pikmin to prevent a marble steal or something. And now SBU has forced Possessed to use up both of his bitter sprays. Possessed did indeed avoid disaster, however there are many more bomb rocks to be had, and he can only hide for so long. He's attempting to bring a anode beetle corpse back in hopes that will give him a few extra Pikmin to work with. SBU takes out a few of his Pikmin. 8 or so maybe? Possessed is attempting to reserve some of his Pikmin in safe spots, however he is mostly just tossing them off the edge and contributing to his own demise. With only 9 Pikmin to SBU's 22, Possessed gets desperate and grabs his own bomb rock and throws it in an unspectacular location, blowing himself up in the process. Possessed appears to be having trouble this match. Perhaps the pressure is getting to him. SBU's Pikmin are unattended, and Possessed was hoping to kill most of them, however he has not yet succeeded. Possessed knocks out 10 or so of SBU's Pikmin here. Participants are down to 7 and 12 Pikmin apiece, as you can see on your screen. And I guess they took the Pikmin extension comment to heart, because this is looking like a rather lethal match. Olimer's health is dangerously low. Again, if a captain is knocked out, he will lose the match. And Olimer indeed is knocked out. SBU takes the victory and the set for himself. Congratulations on your victory, SBU. Thank you everyone so much for watching. We will be back with more matches very soon. In the meantime, stay tuned!